Hi guys, I thought I would tell you about my experience buying my E320 Cabrio just here from Peter Lennox Motors down in Melbourne. Apparently they have quite a good reputation, so I've heard. Anyway, I had to fly down to Melbourne from Sydney to look at the car and purchase it, and the office girl picked me up from the airport. Anyway, when I got there, the 2IC guy named Cameron was on the phone, so I stood around for about 15 minutes waiting for him. He showed me the car, gave me the key and said take it for a test drive. It's sort of like a do-it-yourself car yard. Anyway, I said, aren't you coming with me? And he said, no, he's too busy. So I jumped in the car and drove it around the block, and I thought I'd just go around the block and come back, and got lost. I couldn't find the place again for a little bit. And the traffic in Melbourne is so bad that I doubt if the car much got into top gear. Anyway, I found the place back again, and Peter Lennox finally come out, and he was telling me about all the work done on the car and the price, which was a steep price I paid for this car. It was top dollar. Was non-negotiable because he said he spent so much money on it. And he told me they did work on the transmission, and I said that's unusual because our 300E here no problem with the transmission. All we do is change the filter and the oil. And he said this is a 5-speed transmission in this E320. Well, I think he's wrong there. I think it's 4-speed, but I won't know until I sort that out later. Anyway, he also went in the office and he had a list of all the work done on the car, written in English, which he was describing to me. And I was mainly concerned with rust after my experience with the 320CE that was rusted out. Main thing for me is no rust. Anyway, the other thing I was talking about was that the car is going back to New South Wales, and I'd have to get another roadworthy. They just roadworthy down there, and I'd have to get a blue slip and everything, which is a bit heavier than a roadworthy, to get the car registered in New South Wales. And he assured me that they're stricter in Victoria than in New South Wales. So anyway, on the way home, I had to book into a motel on the way out because it was peak hour traffic where I left. I'm driving the car, I get out of Seymour, I finally get the car sitting on 110 kilometres an hour, and all of a sudden there's a gush and a wang and a boom underneath the car. It scared the hell out of me, and I thought an air conditioner hose must have gone off or something like that. Anyway, the next morning after staying in the motel, I looked in the boot. I thought I'll look at the toolkit. Well, guess what? There's no toolkit. So I rang Cameron. He said, we'll get the toolkit to you in a week. That was 2.5 months ago. So I bought the car on the 6th of November. It's now the 26th of January. That's November 2019. This is 2020. So I asked him, I said, has this car been driven in the city all the time, or has it been for a run? He didn't know, but he assumed it had just been around town. Well, what I think happened was that the catalytic converter and the muffler were blocked up full of carbon and everything because the car hadn't gone anywhere. And that's what the boom was, because the engine stalled out a little bit too when it happened. After that, the car ran fine, and it got me home. It's a 12-hour drive from Melbourne to Bathurst, so I'd say they're never going to see the car again, of course. I'm not going to take it back. When I went to get the blue slip here, the rear seat belt was broken, the boot light, brake light in the boot, faulty. I bought a new one. The release button on the passenger side for people to get in the back didn't work. The power antenna doesn't go up and down. The fog lamp on the right has a voltage drop on it. It's not the globe. I've tested that. I'll fix that later. But all that stuff is minor, and we have trouble with the transmission. It's got a brain of its own. I'm not sure if it's the engine or the transmission, and it's intermittent, but it seems to be getting better. And when you turn a corner, the whole car just drops power. It doesn't go down a gear or anything, and when you accelerate, nothing much happens. It just stays at the same speed. But to find the fault, I have to actually have it happen to me, where I can do a few procedures like put the car in neutral and everything, try and rev it up, see if that's a problem, because it could be crankshaft sensor. If this crankshaft sensor, that can affect the transmission and all the rest of it, and it doesn't show up as a fault code, because once a car comes good again, apparently I've heard that the ECU resets. So that's one I've got to learn, and I'll get on to later. But my current problem now is that I took the grandkids out in the car and I had the roof down the other day. We've only run the roof up and down about 4 times. When I went to put the roof back up, oil sprayed out of the lid, which is at the back there, and it filled up the whole canopy, 2 litres of hydraulic fluid, and went all over the seats and everything on the car. I've still got rags in there now from that. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at my problem with the roof on the car. Here we go. Okay, there's an excellent site on YouTube by Top Hydraulics that tell you how to release the bow lock, which is up at the back there. It locks on the window onto the little lid cover, and you can't do anything unless you can open that bow lock. Now what they say is you get in here. I've already taken out the back seat. I've already unplugged this plug here, and they say get the yellow and green wires, yellow green wire, there it is, and the brown wire, put your 12 volts DC across them. And the next thing you do, which I'm going to rig that up shortly, is pull out your pink relay at the back here, and you jump pins 30 and 87 down there. That activates the pump, and obviously you've opened that solenoid for that valve at the back, and the roof should pop open. That's providing your pump and everything's working. Well, in my case, I've already dumped 2 litres in less than a minute of hydraulic fluid. So I'm going to put a litre in there and try this system. And my main concern is that the bow tie lock for the roof at the back is my problem, and I don't think it's a leaking cylinder. It wouldn't have blown all that oil. I think a hose is blown off. Now if that's blown off from the side of the ram, it's got to push it back to open the lock, I am in deep trouble. So here I go. I'm going to try what I just said. Well, thank you very much, Top Hydraulics. It actually worked. So now I can release this lid here, lift it up and see what the hell is going on. Right, now I've got this so I can get at it. A couple of pieces of timber to hold the things in place. I've got to undo these bolts here. The hydraulic oil is just spewing out of here, and when it was closed, it filled up the roof and went throughout the car. You can see it's still on the ledge there. Anyway, I'll pull this cover off. Okay, I observed it when I got my wife to run the pump, and it's the piston here, the hydraulic cylinder, and I've just rung up and ordered a replacement from Top Hydraulics, seeing they did that marvellous video on YouTube. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you.